Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Extreme Forces Racing League, the Transcendent Designs Xfinity Series. We are live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's get right into it. Let's bring in my co-host for the evening, Mr. TJ Barnier.
What's happening, AJ?
Not much. Just enjoying getting back to some broadcasting. I am very happy to be back.
I am loving the fact that we are in Atlanta, following Atlanta this week in NASCAR, because I'm curious to see the difference in real life to sim.
Yeah, so am I. Right now, just going through a couple ground rule things. As you see Randy Howell right on your screen practicing pit entrance. Just like real life, they have to come down from turn 3 under green flag conditions take turn 3, turn 4 on that apron, then get down the pit speed. That's how we're going to do it for today. And during qualifying and during the race, there is no cutting the dog leg. TJ, we've seen in years past that could be a very big advantage for some drivers. How much does that change that we are completely going full super speedway package tonight?
I mean, now, help me understand here. They can't cut the dog leg at all, even if it doesn't advance.
They can't cut the dog leg whatsoever. And everybody at home, you're going to see iRacing's UI pop up. I got to turn up the volume because apparently for New Atlanta, they made it very, very quiet. So I apologize about this, people. TJ, continue.
Just, kind of curious because I mean, I don't know how much it actually would help you here now with the new package and feel of the car, but I would think if you were not advancing, head down. But I mean, it also, it keeps the drivers in the box and hopefully they all stay in line. And oh, we got a message coming across.
We're also looking at one driver going home tonight, and let's see if I still have that list of drivers.
I do believe they were just announcing who and telling them all only one is going home.
Out of all those go or go homers, those are the people that could possibly go home tonight. Mike Campigio in the chat goes, get them done, HSR drivers. See you on Wednesday night, AJ. Yes, Mike Campigio broadcasts with me and Gary Wells on Wednesday night for the Sim 500 Trans-Service Truck Series. But tonight, it's all Extreme Forces. And let's see if I can get that points picture up. TJ, explain how qualifying works for a super speedway-ish track. Like, what are these drivers going to attempt to do to get the best lap possible?
Lap 1 is all about building speed, building momentum. You want to try to get that car ideally to run to where it can get the most wide open in your amount of, the amount of time you have, which would mean lap 1 plus the warm-up is going to be mostly just building speed, trying to get to your peak efficiency. And then lap 2 would be the one where you kind of want to stick the bottom and hang on to the thing as if you had a grapple hook to it to achieve the fastest pace around the track and get yourself the highest, starting position. Now, some of the charter guys might have a plan. We don't want to be at the front and get, potentially in a melee early and want to be at the back and hang out and stay safe. We'll see in that. The go or go homers have one thing and one thing in mind: be at the front at all costs. Because I don't want to be the one guy who doesn't.
Well, Dustin Carroll already goes P1 there, followed by Josh Ramler. Oh well, there goes Brandon Dunford P2.
Scott Ramler and they are just putting up lap times right now. Carroll, Lepanis, Bartlett, your top 3 is more file in.
Dustin Carroll's car looks like it should be a Chase Elliott car, but not a Chase Elliott car. And does he improve
it's a
on
nice
a second lap?
team.
He does, but then gets bounced by Joshua Bali.
I do believe. Who got the pole last week, AJ?
I don't. I mean, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I do not remember that.
Well, last race. Last race.
Oh, I really like Jeremy Lepanis' 33 Chevy Camaro autism awareness on that car.
He was joking just a few moments ago that he was going to be the one to go home with a chuckle. Let's hope he's not correct. There's a lot of guys, so I'm not actually sure.
Crossing the line. He's going to go P11. Here comes Jesse Adams. TJ, on our screen right now, shows the list of the go or go homers, if that's going to help you.
I don't have the stream up handy yet.
You don't have to. I'm sharing my screen in the Discord.
Well, watch. Dalton Fredericks moved up to P1 by 0.005.
From teammate Daniel Krim.
Just
That's got to make
super close.
team owner Joe Hutchings very happy to have a lot of drivers within at least the top 10.
And that whole team is looking for a bounce back from last week.
I think everybody is. Everybody, I think, is looking for a bounce back because literally only 2 people made it to the checkered without having issues.
I mean, I can say for Rocky Faith Motorsports, we were over the moon to have 2 guys in the top 10, one in the top 2. They were both right there at the end with a chance until it all blew up there. But, you know, it's just everybody just wants to, I think, survive this one. But, you know, obviously somebody's going to be a winner at the end of it too. And I know that the goal is to win at all costs, but wins didn't. I mean, we saw how far wins got you in the playoffs last year. Not very far.
Yep. Ryan Fry goes P20. Here's Paul Irving in the 48.
I expect a fast lap out of that 48 machine.
Yeah, he threw away his first lap coming to the line. Paul Irving goes P1.
Yeah, and he's the only person so far to crack the 0.2 meter, as he's got a 32.192. Everybody else is a 201 or higher.
But look how close the field is with lap times, TJ.
That's gonna be. You throw away the 2, kind of funnily enough, Landon Lacey and Dean Demmer down there at the bottom, who had the 0.5s. Now you end up with a 0.7. You throw those 3 away, it's all 0.3 to 0.2, and then 0.1, obviously, with the pole setter.
All right, well, qualifying is over. Here's the warm-up.
Do we know who went home?
That's what we're finding out. While we get confirmation on who is going home for tonight's race, thank you to everybody for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV. Appreciate you all for being here. I'm H. Bullet, TJ Barnier. What are they saying, TJ?
They are asking for everyone to call out their pitting time and to be down. We knew about being down, but they're asking everybody to call down. And I think they just said 45 on the stage.
Yes.
So far, no confirmation yet on who's going home.
It might be Kyle Lingerfeld. I don't want to put words out there, but he didn't take a time, and he's a go or go homer.
I have him with a 291, AJ.
I had him with a nothing.
The only ones I have not taking a time were Randy Howe, Vern Hawkins, Nick Trader, Drew Trader, Dean Qualley, Daniel Park, Joe Darnell, Daniel Stagner, and Bobby Green. And I do believe most of them have a guaranteed spot.
Let's give a shout out to our sponsors tonight, Falcon Grafix. If you use code AllStar15TV on the Falcon Grafix Facebook page, you save $5 off your first wrap for iRacing. Wrestling over everything, that Facebook page. If you like wrestling, go check them out. The Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast. New episodes launch every Thursday on their YouTube. This week they are talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Drinking Bros Auto Racing. If you just want a group of NASCAR, Formula 1, IndyCar, TJ, throw me out some motorsports here, SRX.
Drag Racing, SRX.
Basically, if you want people to just chat about those forms of motorsports, that is the page you want to go to. All the links are in the description, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. But while you're at it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow the page on Facebook. And we just got confirmation Kyle Lingerfeld did not make it. That comes from admin Matt Cochran.
wasn't because he didn't have a time, though, right? It was the bottom,
I guess
the
so,
bottom
yes.
guy.
I would assume so. As we are currently in the warm-ups, let's take
That is
a
crazy.
quick commercial break to show you guys some of the merch we got for All-Star 15 TV and the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back, everybody. About 35 seconds left in the warm-up before we go racing tonight. We're looking at about 125 laps for the Georgia Peach 190 from the new paved, new configured Atlanta Motor Speedway. TJ, what are you expecting? We've had a lot of times very close together. We know there's going to be pack racing. Do you think we're going to see what we see at super speedways, which could be pack racing equals a lot of wrecks and cautions breed cautions?
I'm more anticipating this one, AJ, being clean until a big one happens. I don't think we'll see a lot of small stuff. I think if it's going to happen, it's going to be a big one. This place is very unique now, and I mean, I've raced here in official lobby. And if you're careful, very easy to be very clean. If you're not careful, it's not easy to be clean. And these guys, for the most part, they had, 4 yellows, and most of them came at the end last week?
Yes.
I think we're going to see some pretty good green flag runs.
I'm hoping, but if practice gives anything, this place is really loose and tight all at the same time. But let's run through the starting lineup for tonight's Georgia Peach 190. Let's start it with Paul Irving on your pole. Outside pole, it's Dalton Fredericks, Daniel Krim in third. Fourth, Matt Cochran. Fifth, it's Daniel Bally. Sixth, it's Travis Lapine. It's Ben Morrow in seventh. Eighth, it's Michael Steele. Ninth, it's Scott Ramler. Dustin Carroll in 10th. You're going to have everybody cycle through the rest of the way. TJ, who is your pick tonight?
I mean, he is on the pole. He came home third with a destroyed car last week. I don't think it's going to be destroyed this week. I'm taking Paul Irving.
I hate to try to play favorites here, but
It's okay to play favorite.
I'm going to take the number 20 of Dalton Fredericks, and hopefully I don't jinx him because I will never hear the end of it.
Broadcaster curse.
I'm just saying, you said it too.
Yeah, and Paul's told me not to, but I figured it was one of those things I want to laugh in his face. Not happen. That or I'm just an agent of chaos, which we already all know, and I just...
TJ, I feel like I'm going to need to put I'm an agent of chaos on a t-shirt.
Probably. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's like my buddy Will when we play Magic. I got a t-shirt being made that says it, reading the card explains the card.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Here we go. It is time, and we are green and Hotlanta. Dalton Fredericks.
The outside went better, surprisingly. I mean, the 4 here might clear.
They go on green.
Which I believe they did, but I thought the 48 was supposed to still beat them to the line. The 57 says he's moving to the rear here.
It looks like everybody is moving to the rear.
I mean, the 20 definitely beat the 48 to the line.
Oh, without a doubt. I think
But
Matt did too.
I was just trying to go back to look at that. No, Matt was behind. Matt was definitely clear and behind.
Well, they haven't assessed anything to the 20 yet, so he's going to stay on that inside. It looks like Matt Cochran taking the lead with Paul Irving to that outside.
I mean, we know this place, used to be horrendous to try to restart on the outside or the inside, but that was definitely the one. It looked like the 48 might have just been sleeping.
That is a big fly in my house. Holy crap.
Well, if he came from the lawn out front, I'm sure he was just as scared as you were this weekend.
Just a gigantic... Hey. Stop it.
What? Is that a preview of a joke later?
Probably.
Maybe. 48 with a good push to the 4 here on the outside. 47 and 20 also teammates working together. I don't know if the 4 and the 48 are teammates. I know they're very friendly.
Yes, I can check for you there. Let's see.
I think they are. I believe they are. I know they work together all in Daytona. So.
They are both in the Darnell
stable.
Stable, yes.
So yeah, they're teammates. It's 2 teammates right now. We got teammate and a teammate, and they're working together.
And you got Dalton and Daniel Krim, who are both teammates there as well.
Yeah, those are some Hutch Sports guys. Gotta love that 47 with the logo on the hood there.
Yes. Product placement. Or if you're a Spaceballs fan, merchandising.
Yeah.
But so far, so good. 5 laps into the Atlanta Motor Speedway, Georgia Peach 190. But we got 2 groups building up. You have to go all the way back to 20th, where it's Scott Ramler, Cody Kepner, and Ben Morrow. And then after them, you have to drop back just a little bit further to the, guess the number 12 in quotation marks, the 54 of Landon Lacey, which there you got Daniel Park, Drew Trader, Vern Hawkins, Randy Howell, Ryan Fry, Dean Qualley, Bobby Green, Nick Trader, Joe Darnell, and Daniel Stagner.
And it's crazy how far back they are.
Yeah. Yep. They're 10.5 seconds back.
Like, that is just, I mean, I know the idea is to stay safe, but that is wild. I don't know if, as a racer, I don't know if I could handle being that far away.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I would still like to see the front.
I'd like to be able to, say, hey, there they are. Not, hey, when are they getting behind us?
Well, sooner or later, they'll be able to say, hey, there they are, by looking in the mirror.
Yeah, that's not ideal, though.
No, it is not. Dalton Fredericks, your current leader.
Yeah,
looks like there's a surge there.
It's crazy because this weekend it definitely seemed like the outside lane. Well, it wasn't like the preferred spot to be as a leader, but it was definitely the lane where it seemed like the most moves happened. That Cup race, phenomenal. I was so bummed it had to end with rain because those guys were doing everything they could everywhere, and it was wild.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of people with the tinfoil hats.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when rain shortened winds didn't count 2 years ago, so I'm just gonna let it be. And anybody that knows, well, you know. Seeing familiar faces at the front. AJ, that 20 was up there last week before it got tore up. The 4 and the 48 were right there at the end until they got tore up. The 41's making his way up there. The 30 mired back in traffic, but he's climbing forward, trying to get to his teammate in the 41.
Yeah, there's Josh Viando.
That 19 car.
Brandon Dunford.
He was one of our final 4 last year, along with Michael Steele, who's also top 5. Was originally going to run part-time. Some things happened last week, got switched around, made it full-time. That was why he made the show. We couldn't figure it out initially. It's because he is now on the charter and somebody else was off.
And
I remember you and I were scratching our heads as to how he made the field.
Yes.
Now we had 33. The other one is that Dean Qualley always gets a spot. The league owner, we love Dean. Caution!
And yellow is out.
It's got to be the back guys. Uh-oh.
Landon Lacey.
And Ryan.
Oh no. Let's take a look via the blimp cam. Oh! Oh!
What am I?
Here it is on the screen. He's gonna get tagged by Drew Trader. And
I'm assuming Ryan just came and got him. He blinked out for. I lost it.
Oh, I didn't lose anybody. We'll see it from Ryan's point of view here.
Switch over to the like because I've got no view of it.
Ryan sees it and oh! I don't think Ryan was expecting him to come up that far. Well, that's going to bring the back half of our field down pit road. And the first
I know the 54 is angry on the radio, but I mean...
The 54 aggravated at the 25 for spinner?
Aggravated at the 32 for hitting it.
Oh, well.
I mean, if you hadn't have been spun, wouldn't have been there to begin with.
Yeah, but he was spun well before Ryan even got there. And if Ryan stayed high, he would have missed him.
Yeah, I never got a view of it. I mean, it sucks, but, you know, accidents happen. It's racing.
Well,
curious to see strategy.
Well, from everyone, 16 back has come down the pit road.
I would think fuel, for sure.
Yeah, but these places chews up tires a lot.
Yeah, you say that, and yet yesterday Ryan Preece was out there on like 100 lap plus old tire. So, is it the sim or what?
It's the sim. And they get four tire changes.
The old tire model, not on the new.
And look at this.
New surface.
Here comes the Hutch Sport guys down pit road to take fuel again. But they get 4 tire changes, 125 laps.
Very curious to see, AJ. The ruling was you had to be below the red line to be on the bottom or up by the wall, and already I see cars way in violation.
Oh boy. Well, that's somebody for the for race control to deal with, but we do have our 1 stage break at lap 45.
Trying to get a car right here. I'm trying to pick out a name. The 7 car, literally just above the red line. Behind him, the 59 above the red line. Back behind them, a couple others. Like, well, Dean Qualley, not below the red line. We'll see. I mean, I don't know what they were gonna do for a penalty, or if it was what even it was. But I just know they did not go where they were supposed to.
Well, we gonna find out.
I mean, I don't know if they're doing anything. They're not doing it before here because these guys are at the thing and they're getting ready to go.
Pace car is off, and we are green again here in Atlanta.
Poor car like he was shot out of a cannon. Matt Cochran away.
That could also be pretty bad if you get that far out. Cause
well, he's got a friend in the 48 behind him. I think he's going to come up and get him. I mean, the 2 of them now are almost kind of gone.
This reminds me... is the 48 looking for the...
I mean, he had the run.
Yes, he did, and leading a lap does get you a point. Here comes Michael Steele.
He may not lead the lap, though. I think Matt's going to get him back on the outside. Wow, that's tight at the line.
That was really tight at the line, and it looks like Matt Cochran did get it. Wow.
Looks like 54 has retired from the event.
Ouch. we are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, working on
Yeah.
lap 15. Hey, Marcy. Thanks for liking the stream.
Oh! I think the 24 just clipped the wall and the 15 got into him. No yellow, but they definitely hurt each other.
Oh, there's a lot of rear end damage on Nick Olofsson's car.
That would be where the 15 hit him, and now we have a yellow.
Yellow flag is out. And who are we looking for?
I don't know. Matt threw that yellow. That might have been an admin thrown.
I don't see any car around. Unless his
I think they
finger
were having
slipped.
trouble. No, I think they were having trouble clearing black flags.
So they go a couple laps and then call the caution?
I think it was just in the interest of not getting people
Black
start
flag?
getting DQs. Yeah, DQs thrown at them.
Well, I guess that's I guess that's good at least. But yeah, we were just trying to figure out what happened.
I mean, I had heard there was race control tonight. I thought they would have handled that.
Well, we are under caution for the second time tonight on lap 18. You're watching All Star 15 TV from either Facebook or YouTube. Tell us where you're watching from. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. TJ, which race this weekend did you actually like best?
The Cup race.
The Cup race?
I wish it hadn't ended because of rain. But man, those guys, that was entertaining.
So I'm going to be weird, and I don't know how weird I'm going to be with this. The ARCA race at Mid-Ohio.
Oh, well, okay. I thought we were only talking Atlanta.
No, I said this whole weekend.
The two teammates, well, technically that was Friday. That wasn't the weekend. But the two teammates absolutely destroying each other from Venturini Motorsports was hilarious.
It very much was. That reminded me, you don't need to pass me. If you know, you know. But we go to New Hampshire, up our neck of the woods, for the actual NASCAR schedule this week. TJ, are you taking the family?
You know, there might be a plan in the works. It's a maybe, but it's hopefully a very positive yes maybe.
Yeah, I don't even want to go up for the Cup or Xfinity. I'd only want to go up there for the modifieds, but you know.
Well, that's the thing though. If I can take the kids, I want them to see Cup racing, just to say they've seen it.
And there goes the choose.
Still, guys, not all the way below. They're down by it.
Dwayne Kernahan has liked the stream. What's up, Dwayne?
You know, if the rule is to be below it, I mean, I don't even know what a penalty for what the penalty is.
I would
Lose
assume
your spot. I mean,
longest line, or send them down pit road when we go green. But yeah, the rule's always been if you are taking the high, you are at the wall. If you're taking low, you are underneath the line. And
that was what was communicated several times pre-race. And yet there's still guys above the red line, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, TJ, do we have any surprises throughout this field that have caught your eye? Because mine is the 59 of Bobby Green, up 24 positions in the first 20 laps. I know we've had 2 cautions.
Has he pitted?
No, he hasn't.
That might be some of it. But, I mean, there's just... It is what it is.
Track position is key.
Personally here, I mean, I know the tire model's a little weird compared to real life, but I would want as much fuel on board at all times. I don't care if I'm losing traction and track, you know, all that.
Oh,
Fuel.
Go. Green flag back up in the air, and we are a go. Let's try this
with
again.
a good launch. Nobody really.
Jesse Adams
with
right behind him with a
though.
good launch too. Here he comes. That outside
Yeah.
lane with Michael Steele and Travis LePain is not very good, but Joshua Yandow, who started back in the 25th position, P3 already.
Who a little loose on that 30 car. If he hadn't have been, he might have had the opportunity here to run up on these guys and pick a lane to make a move.
He was fighting loose all practice long.
This place is tough. The 55 thinking the outside here on the 48 should be a good move. The 48 doesn't have anybody there yet, but not getting the push from behind. The 5 and the 16 cannot get to him. Here comes the 30 and the 94 on the bottom. The 55, not quite clear. If he came down now, it would be trouble. I'm surprised the 48's not up there side drafting a little harder. Ooh, the 41 wanting to go. The 16 not thinking the same way. The runs here are wild, but you gotta be careful. Now we are 2 by 2, or at least the front 8 is nobody's really getting the edge.
No. Who's that that just blinked out? Is that the 94?
If it's behind the 30,
Dylan
yes,
Dunford,
it is.
yes
Now,
it is.
Now we've got to look 3 wide. The 41 to the inside of the 16 backs out of it.
I think he was just
Something
trying to
we
get some
saw-
air to it.
Something we saw a lot in real life this weekend was a lot of 3 wide action. Guys were whoa, somebody got either loose or dove out of it. I'm not sure. Back
Looks
in the
like
pack
Adam
with Caleb
Capps.
Price. I think he's going to finally get to rejoin, but about 10 spots deeper than he was.
Yeah, I think he might have hit ejecto ceto at that point, because it looked like it was getting a little hairy up towards the front.
This is definitely the most unstable we've seen the front runners.
I mean,
I know whoever's driving the blimp needs to move because the billboards in turn 1 and 2 keep blocking my view.
As I immediately click on the blimp to see what you're talking about.
Well, you'll see it when we come back around if they haven't moved. Those billboards are tall. In the front 8, all 2 by 2, a little broke up after that. The 19 trying to fill in to make it 2 by 2 by 5 rows until that gap. There they are again, lost behind the billboards.
Well, let's jump on board with one of the drivers to see how much they are fighting with this car. Let's get on with the 24 of Mick Olofsson.
Mick, who we've seen in the wall, so that would be a very curious observation to make. Wow, they look so unstable on that corner exit. So unstable.
He looks really loose on the straightaway, too.
Like I said, it's almost like they put the new Atlanta in but didn't update the tire model. And it's like it's wearing tires like it's old Atlanta but running with speeds of new Atlanta.
And look at this, he's really wanting to run that middle lane. I don't know if that's... I don't know about that strategy, as he's got Dalton Fredericks to his inside.
Ooh, the 30, I don't think he was trying to look low. I think he just kind of ended up there, but he, for a moment, had a view of the lead. As the 48 finally kind of pokes a nose out ahead of the outside.
Now, TJ, you can explain this a little bit better. It sounds like Rocky Faith has been having some help from a past driver in the EFRL. You want to shed some light on it for our wonderful viewers listening?
Yes, Tyler Aspinall has been, well, the original plan this season, Tyler was going to be a driver, was going to be Rocky Aspinall racing, and then Tyler and things didn't work out. He didn't end up driving. Now he's kind of running crew chief and, you know, playing the quarterback over there for these guys as they race. And we know Tyler was one of a handful of people last year that had multiple wins in the series before taking an early playoff round bounce. Just kind of helping, you know, trying to help as best you can. I mean, plate races aren't really, they're a crapshoot, but it's going to be more for the other tracks, you know, that are normal 1.5 miles, other stuff where his knowledge can maybe help some of our guys out, because a lot of our guys are new. Josh Yando doesn't have a lot of time in the sim. Ryan Fry didn't have a lot of time in the sim. The fourth car that's not here tonight, Cody Fink, didn't have a lot of time in the sim. So he was just, trying to help those guys build their acumen here and really hone their craft.
And I think that's what he's done well. He's been a really good driver coach. Look at Yandau right now.
Yeah, Josh with a phenomenal run right here.
I just don't like how squirrely he is. That's going to cause a lot of issues if Dunford gets anywhere near him.
I mean, it's not solely him, but he's definitely moving around more than others. I mean, they're all kind of I don't want to, maybe displaced is the right word, but it's just very hairy off the turns, both turns for everybody, it looks like.
Looks like I got a pass for the lead, trying. Let's see if that 55 can get a run from Michael Steele.
That's the most outside has been built. They're the tightest they've been. The 41 been a big pusher in that, trying to get these guys to go. I'm sure he'd love to get down ahead of that 94 car and get with his teammate.
Let's drop back a little bit further, TJ. Let's go to the 15th position, because it looks like there's a little bit of a gap there, and you have Austin Green on that outside, but looking towards that inside and behind them, they're slowly starting to get a little more spread apart, as there's the 92 of Dustin Carroll.
I mean, back there around 15th too, AJ, you get the 20, the 47, and the 4, all guys that were at the front before the early yellows. They're kind of just trying to slowly pick their way back through this pack and stay clear of trouble. I mean, I wouldn't say they're there, but they're definitely in the hunt right now, and we know they've got to have more fuel. Oh, the 24 in the wall again, collects the 15, gets turned, clipped the 78 and a couple others.
Go back and take a look at that. Oh, he was already in the wall. Let's see if Mick had help getting into that turn 2 wall. Oh, he's just tight right now. And then nowhere for Austin to go. He's going to clip the 78 of, I think that's Daniel Krim.
78 is Cody Kepner.
Cody Kepner.
Gets him the 92, pretty much T-bone the 24.
That's Dustin Carroll.
I'm trying to see if anybody else. Ryan Fry is going to have a heck of a view of missing.
Wow.
I jumped on board on my end with.
Let's see. Gary Wells, the 27. Let's jump on board. With how fast they're going, they do not have a large reaction time. Ooh! Great job, Gary. Oh! Little teammate there, probably not knowing that Gary was right there. Wow. Now, what'd you see? Did you jump on Ryan?
I did, but for different reasons. It looked like he, getting onto pit road had an issue or something, and the Hutchfords guys kind of ran him over.
Oh?
Gary Wells definitely got a piece of his rear end pretty hard.
Ooh. Good job, Ryan, missing that. Well, let's see what you're talking about. We're going to hit that wonderful fast forward button, so stick with us here. As you see Ryan Fry. Oh, he's got a smoker. That's Dustin Carroll right in front of him. So, still sitting here because TJ did mention an incident going into pit road.
Yeah, it was rather strange. I mean, in the 27 and the 57 pretty much had to split him.
Well, Ryan stopped. Trying to figure out why Ryan stopped.
I'm not really sure. I think he thought he was speeding.
And I think that gave Gary... I think Gary's smoking. Yeah,
Gary definitely hit him hard. I mean, he hit hard.
Yeah, Gary looks like he's got a lot of front-end damage on that.
Weird, because, I mean, he only kind of clipped him with the right front, but, I mean, it definitely made damage on his car.
That was weird. I don't know what happened with the 32 there. He just came to a absolute stop. Like, I understand getting down to pit speed, but he was probably 20, 25 mile an hour underneath it.
I mean, maybe he ended up in neutral. I'm not sure. I got nothing for you. Gary definitely with a bit of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he got some of it maybe repaired. Obviously not all of it.
No, it looked like after the fact, he had a little bit of a tire rub on the right front tire, which was causing some smoke as he was getting towards his pit box. So hopefully he was able to get that cleared. But here we go with a 9-ish lap shootout to the stage break.
48 with a huge launch. That's going to let the 55 slide down in front of the 30. 94 coming with a huge run up to the 30 to see if he makes a move with it or if he pushes the 30 along.
These top 12 drivers have yet to pit still.
I mean, I think they must know they're good on fuel. The tires are just going to be a management.
Ooh, Jesse Adams goes way to the high side.
Yeah, trying to make a move. Nobody goes with him. I don't think it's going to work because I think by the time the guys from the back get to him, he's going to cycle back to them.
He did lead that lap at least, so he does get that bonus point there. And that was one hell of a side draft from the 55.
Here come the outside, though. He might, well, he's going to lose the lead, but should be able to hold par with the leader. Took that outside a minute to get there, but now that they're finally there. Oh, the 57 looking to go 3 wide on the outside of, I think, the 20?
I don't know what you're seeing, TJ.
I do believe I'm live, right? Yeah, just a moment ago, the 57 was outside the 20, almost got put in the wall.
Yeah, there he goes again. Look at that run for Scott Ramler. Oh, he's loose. Woo-hoo-hoo, he had to corral that sucker. I guess he heard us talking about him.
He just said note to self something. I think he said don't try to do what I just did. Which, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh God, don't get me going.
Gotta take a look at this, because that 57 wants to get towards the front and get towards the front fast. Just doesn't have a hole.
Wants those stage points as Dean Demmer goes 3 wide at the front for third. Split Michael Steele and Josh Yando.
Man, he is putting that 41 wherever he wants right now.
.13, who they're coming up on, says he's got a ton of damage. He was in that last wreck. He says he's going to try to just get out of the way.
Well, they got a while, looks like.
Yeah, I was just clicked over to see where he was. 41 all over the back of the 48, trying to keep it moving forward.
He's getting Paul Irving all sorts of loose. They have locked bumpers.
I got to imagine if he gets a lane clear to the high side, he's going to take it. Which right now he's got it. If he wanted it.
Killing that back bumper of the 48.
There it is. Made the move to the top. The 55 is going to take his spot on the bottom. And now the 5 is going to move to the outside of him. They're going to trap the 55 in. The 41 might have a huge push here if the 5 gets there.
Lap leader 41.
He's got the arrow push. Another 10 feet or so. He'd be clear. Not going to make it.
Oh, Yandel really loose in front of Dylan Dunford.
I bet those old tires are really starting to come into play.
Yeah, they look like they're screaming.
There's the 13. They clear by him.
Dalton
No
Fredericks
issues with the
was
front
just
guys.
3 wide for a second there.
Rambler's back up there again. Evidently wants to play some more.
You know, TJ,
Oh,
I don't like
man.
where this is going. Because I see a lot of money getting thrown out the window.
Well, they're on the white to the stage this time by, right?
I would assume so, unless they finish 45. They
I
might
think
finish
they
45.
finished 45, which they're 3 wide right now around the 33 car. 20 following him. He's got Rambler on the top, 20 on the bottom, 33 stuck in the middle. Everybody makes it away clear. I do believe that was the white flag on the stage. The leader this time by gets the points. Or, well, point, but you get the idea. Huge push for the 5 here. Could be big for the 41. Oh, the lap car! Lap car gonna be a big problem.
The 92 of Dustin Carroll coming out of turn 4. Irving Demmer to the line. Paul Irving.
You know. Oh, in trouble back behind. 57 gets walled after.
Take a look at that.
More spinning. The 19 involved. The 4. The big crash.
Oh! It
The
looked like
yellow
Scott
was out. I don't.
It was. It looks like Scott was just letting it coast and might have clipped. Is that the 9? Of Daniel Park? Looks like he was just letting it coast. Clips that. Yeah, there's a little back end damage on the end of the 9 there. And Rambler was just okay with keeping it to the outside and letting it whoa up. And just, yeah. Collection process there. There goes the 19 of Brandon Dunford, the 4 of Matt Cochran.
Yeah, I mean, there's some big players here got tore up. The 15 took a huge hit. I mean, the 9's destroyed.
Looks like Dean might have an issue, or he just slowed down.
27 luckily missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that literally just looked like Rambler was just okay with keeping it to the outside and coasting, but maybe misjudged it and clipped the back end of the 9.
It's weird because, let's see, I'm looking at it right now, and they never actually touched until Netcode said they were inside of each other. At least, the angle of it I've got.
Well, let's take a look at it again from the 57's front bumper. See if I could find the car.
Ugh.
Wow, I'm really brain farting right here. There it is. There's the 57. Let's go to the nose. And here it is. Oh.
Trouble under yellow.
And there's a lot of damage on that 57's nose.
Well, he clipped the back of the 4 as the 4 was trying to save it, and I think he took the rear deck lid off the rear bumper cover off the 4. Probably took his nose with it. Super Speedway racing can be troublesome even under yellow. And the 48 gonna stay out again.
That's interesting. I mean, with the amount of cautions we've been having, you could probably wait as long. He might just be trying to take it, one pit stop.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's comfortable on the set of tires he's got. The 41 stayed with him as well. blimp cam right now over the backstretch because I'm looking straight down at the leaders.
Well, it's Dean Demmer and Paul Irving gonna lead this field back under green. That was
48 is
our
the control
stage
car.
break.
Yeah, I mean, the wreck there post caution happened, so I didn't really see who the top 10 were without rewinding it to catch the points for those guys. I think the lights were on. I'm going to go back.
Oh, we're going green.
Are they?
Yep. Pace car
Yeah,
is
wow, I thought the
off.
lights were still on. 48 pulls away. 41 with a good judge of his launch. Gonna stay at his back tire.
Yeah, this
In
could
fact, the
really
two of them,
help Dean.
I mean, he's gonna clear him. He's gonna have the choice to block unless the 48 files low. Didn't. Could have easily filled the gap on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to push it there.
The 7 was another player up front last week. Him and the 54 worked really well together. 54 unfortunately took a quick exit out of this race tonight after he got turned and clipped. 55 looking for the lead. Had a run and it stalled almost instantaneously of getting out from behind the 41.
Yeah, I think he pulled out a line at a really poor time, and that's what stalled that whole outside lane. Yes, here comes the number 7 of Joshua Bally.
Oh, the 30 loose down on the apron.
And he's going to keep it on the apron, and we are going to stay green.
What a save. What a save.
Get this guy a new pair of pants.
Get the owner a pair of pants, I can tell you that for free. .41 still maintaining that lead. He's got the 7 and the 94 behind
they're
him.
3 wide. Wow, look at that pass Dunford made right to the inside of Paul Irving, as Paul Irving is going to be his furthest that he's been back all race in 5th.
I thought he got back trying to pit this quick pit cycle earlier.
He
And
never
it only
pit.
lasted a turn. No?
No.
He hasn't pit at all?
No, he pit on this last recent caution, but before that, he didn't pit.
Oh,
Are we about to go 3 wide for the lead? Oh, that
Thought
was
better
close.
of it. Thought better of it.
We are 44 laps into the Georgia
54.
Peach 1. Yes, 54. Georgia Peach 190 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Currently, your race leader is Dean Demmer. Paul Irving wins stage 1.
Oh, 21 loose.
And Donnie Bartlett just scared everybody behind him.
Gonna hang on, but he's in a really bad spot. He gets settled back in there. Just ahead of the Lopenuses.
Now, I've never raced this track on the sim, TJ. You have. Is it really that loose out there?
I didn't think it was. I mean...
Let's also take a
Oh,
look.
the 5 around! Catches the 21! I think we're gonna stay green.
No, we're not. No, we are not. Big wreck. That's a lot of drivers.
Oh, he clipped him back up in front of the Hutch Sport machine and the Brian Fry machine. They looked like they had it saved.
Take a look. Michael Steele with a very rare issue.
Said it broke loose out of nowhere.
It did. Holy cow, look at that. He's going to clip Donnie Bartlett. Oh.
Yeah, that was both of our pocketbooks painfully spent.
Oh, man.
I tell you, the guys hanging out in the back right now look like genius.
Here's the view from Donnie Bartlett. He's going to see it. I thought he might have been okay. But the second turn, oh.
Yeah, like right at the last second, he just hooked back across.
There's
And the 32 with nowhere to go. Same with the 47. Absolutely got crushed. Absolutely, the two of them got crushed.
Nowhere to go for Ryan. 17 in it, the 12 of Joe Darnell.
I tell you that, AJ, that might have been huge for Drew Trader. He dropped a packet loss and reconnected and only managed to lose a lap in there. If he can get it refired and headed.
Wow. That is a lot of torn up sheet metal.
This is more than I anticipated. This is way more than I had anticipated, and I think you said it, the top of the show, just how loose these guys are actually getting.
Well, let's also take a look at the info for tonight. The track temperature, TJ. Oh, it's only 96. I was expecting it to be way, way hotter.
That's not much for hot Atlanta.
No, I was expecting it to be in like the 110s, 120s, with how loose these cars are looking. And really, it's that track temp is really not that hot.
Not for what you'd expect out of a typical Atlanta, which is usually hot, 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 and that's why they call it Hot Atlanta.
And this is weird. Last week we had 4 cautions, and 3 of them were towards the end of the race. Now I get they are fighting very loose conditions here, but we have seen nothing but carnage all race. Some of it even coming to pit road.
AJ, I know this is a fixed setup league. Do we know what setup they were running for this track? Was it the Atlanta 2022 Oval? I know when I loaded in, it was a modified Daytona.
Well, then that's what they're running. If that's what it says in the top right corner, that's what they're running.
I switched mine to the Atlanta 2022 Oval here. I'm not actually racing, but I was just curious.
Because it should load up because it's a fixed setup, whatever they are running.
I'm wondering if they are on that Daytona setup, that's some of the problem.
Because whoever sets the lobby up can choose what setup they're using. Mick Olofsson says it's Atlanta 2022 Oval.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I had to switch that to mine. I never turned a lap in practice.
Well, here we go. Dunford blinking on that front row. It's him and Demmer, and away the 41 goes. A great restart from Dylan Dunford as well. And there goes
20 drops
Dalton
low
to the inside, looking for P2, and is going to take P2.
That was a good move. Thought maybe he would jump to the outside immediately there, but he hangs on. I think that was a smart play for right now.
Looks like he's looking for it now.
There's just nobody out there back to the Lapenas. So, until they catch, Dunford's going to go and do it. See if Travis and Jeremy can get to him before he loses that spot. Looks like he should maintain the position, but yet to go forward as he blinks.
They are racing like rain is in the area.
So the end of the Cup race, which was amazing.
Yes.
Another, it looks like 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys here broke away. Is everybody else kind of junked? Is that what it is?
Well, you got Randy Howe in the quote-unquote number 8 with no number. He's got Vern Hawkins right behind him, and then a little bit further back, you got Ramler, Daniel Park, who that car has seen definitely better days. And then Daniel Stragner, Bobby Green, Nick Trader, Joe Darnell, Matt Cochran, Michael Steele, all the way back to 21st.
You don't have a number on that 8 car?
No, I do not. I have an American flag.
I've got an American flag, but I've got the number on. That's weird.
Where do you have the number?
The 8, right across in front of the American flag.
No, I just have the flag.
And, oh no, yeah, that's strange. On mine, I've got the number, and I've got the. You've got all the other numbers, right? The doors and stuff.
Yep.
Weird.
Mike Campigio in the Facebook chat says when he drove officials this week, the Xfinity, the car where this loose.
That 30 somewhere acquired some rear end damage. I don't remember him getting hit, but the rear bumper is definitely displaced.
Yes, it is. And he is still fighting a loose car.
I don't know if that damage is going to help him.
No, I would say no. Right in front of me, you got Adam Capps.
Demmer got a challenge here. The 94 might have led that lap.
Oh, and Dunford's going to blink.
13 said somebody just blew up. He didn't blow up. Somebody else did. Right in front of him.
Looks like Dustin Carroll.
You know, AJ, and that was something I didn't get a chance to touch on because they wrecked. When they were coming to the line and they caught Dustin Carroll, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was his car that ended up winning the stage by him hanging out there.
Oh,
and freaking those guys on the outside. Well, I believe the 48's a Carroll Racing. And he was on the bottom as they caught him, and he was, fighting. Wonder if maybe that was the team orders.
Well, this isn't F1, but looking at this outside lane, you have a band of misfits, basically with a Lapenas sandwich up there. You got a Dunford, a Lapenas, and a Wells up there. And they are holding their own with a full bottom lane underneath them.
Yeah, Gary with a good recovery there after that little mishap getting onto pit road earlier with Ryan Fry. Looks like he's got the thing pretty well repaired and fast enough to hang with the front group.
Go take a look further back in the field. You still see Randy Howell and Vern Hawkins trying to catch, looks like the front group, but there's Austin Green. Unfortunately, he's like 6-7 laps down. At least in the draft, he's being able to hold his own, but he's going to need a lot of help getting back on that lead lap. Go back even further. This is being led by Nick Trader. Got Michael Steele, Matt Cochran, Daniel Stagner, Scott Ramler all in a line here.
I mean, there's a lot of laps left. We're only on 68 at 125.
Yeah, we're about halfway.
Granted, I think we've seen a lot of wrecks. Maybe these guys have finally settled out a little bit, but that could be the jinx they just laid on them as well.
Yeah, don't do that.
They are catching lap traffic here. Multiple cars that's going to be injured. See how they navigate it. 41 to the outside to try to hang tough. 47 dips straight out of the way. The 13 dips out of the way. The 19 finally moves down out of the way.
Phew, and they looked like they were getting loose the minute they cut left. And right back to that inside. And Dunford is pushing the 41 as he's going to shade to the outside and going to cut right back on, right behind him.
And cut right back out on him. This is going to be interesting to see who gets the run here first. Do the Lapenases get there first, or does Dalton and the 48 behind him get there? They're about dead even at the line.
Oh, yeah, now! Through the air!
Oh, no.
Jesse Adams as well.
I heard it. I don't know if I want to see it.
And caution comes out on it.
That had shades of Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski. Ouch. The 55, I think, just got down lower than he thought he was, trying to side draft.
That's exactly what it looks like. And both are flying through the air. Joshua Yandow not able to drive that car back. He's going to jump to pit road. take that toe.
He's probably done, AJ. I imagine that car is junk.
Yeah, that's game over. We're gonna take it from both views. Here's Joshua Yando.
I mean, you get turned. There's been drivers, have unfortunately fatally died in crashes similar to that, previous to safer barrier.
And let's see the 55 of Jesse Adams. Back it up just a little bit further to give you guys a little bit of the view. That just clips the 30, and they both just... The only good part about this, nobody else was caught in it. Because both of them were so high above the racetrack. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard him. I think the 55 just keyed the mic and was trying to talk to him about something. I didn't quite catch what he said. But that hurt. That hurt to watch.
That was a hard hit, and I don't know how Josh has his force feedback, but with a hit like that, it could hurt.
Hopefully it wasn't. Yeah, hopefully his hands let go. That was an impact and a half.
Well, everybody, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, it'll be the restart for the 7th time tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We're back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have a couple drivers taking that wave around. The lights are off on the pace car. You got the 41 up front. That's Dean Demmer. And right beside him, the number 20 of Dalton Fredericks. Oh, whoa. Where did Dunford come from? He just popped up. Must have been a little blinky blink there. What you got, T?
AJ, hold the fort down for a second.
All right, holding the fort down. Half a lap away from going green, so I was a little wrong there. You got Dean Demmer and the 41 to the outside, the 94 of Dylan Dunford to the inside. Your second row, Dalton Fredericks and Paul Irving. It looks like your biggest mover so far, up 23 positions. Currently sitting in that 11th place is Bobby Green. He's in that 59 STP Chevy Camaro. Gonna see that iRacing pace car take that left-handed turn down pit road. And here we go, getting ready for the restart. And green flag back in the air. The 94 does not go. And he's going to bring Dalton Fredericks along with him. And they are both absolutely clear and away into turn number 1. Looks like both Lepanuses are once again stuck on that outside. But here comes Michael Steele just a couple car lengths behind. I don't know what's going on with the 41 or the 20, but they are losing it on that outside.
Just talked with the driver. 31 minutes of damage on that 30.
Ouch.
Yeah. He was still getting towed when I first kicked Pete over, so he wasn't even sure. Oh, the 41! What a save!
I don't know what's going on with that 41. He is really slow right now. Unless he knows something that we don't know, where if we stay green, it's going to be really close to the finish, but the odds of that are unfortunately very minuscule.
I mean, he got way out of shape.
Him and Dalton were gone, and then they just lost it all.
I mean, we've seen some saves. That was probably the save of the...
But right now, Dylan Dunford, your race leader. Got Paul Irving right behind him. Not right behind him, to the inside. Oh, and I wonder if that's going to be okayed. He did clip that white and red line, cut it just a little bit. But it looks like he slowed up and gave it back to Dunford as they were just about side by side going into one.
Yeah, I mean, what is the actual...
They said you couldn't go over it at all. You were in there when Matt came over the radio.
Ruling?
I have no clue.
I thought it was the right side tire. Or maybe, I don't know. I know it's a try to stay away from line, but I mean, it's tough. Right at that spot of the track. I mean, he did the right thing and gave it back. Definitely did the right thing in giving it back. I think that's all you really can do. I haven't seen anything given yet, so I think he's probably just gonna force majeure that thing. It is what it is.
Adam Capps trying to make that outside work a little bit further back. He does have teammate Matt Cochran in front of him if he can get up there, but he's going to use Dean Demmer as a drafting partner right now, and I say that, and there he goes, back to that high side, getting up to teammate Matt Cochran.
Matt has fought and clawed his way back up in here. He got massive damage from that crash, stage break. How that car can even get back to the front is beyond me, but it just kind of goes to show you the driver that Matt is, knows, stick with it, get it repaired, do everything you can to it, and give him hell.
Looks like we got another two groups once again brewing. You got Joe Darnell leading this first group, and they're almost 4.5 seconds back from our race leader. Got the 78 right behind him. I think Cody Kepner is multiple laps
down. What lap
down.
do you throw that strategy out the window?
Whenever it stops being beneficial for you.
I mean, we're on 80 at 125. I would think for me, we're in that area of, okay, guys, we can't keep doing this. Maybe the next yellow, if hopefully it comes for those guys. If it doesn't...
TJ, you got to also see all these cars that are in this group right now have significant damage.
Well, that's true as well. I mean, there could be... The plan of two groups could have gone out the window.
And it's not like they're all lined up. They are battling this whole time. But up front, Dylan Dunford continues to lead here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, followed by Paul Irving, Joshua Bally, and Dalton Fredericks, rounding out your top four with Dean Demmer in fifth. Yeah, they're just going single file up here.
It's crazy to me because the 56 and the 25 don't look like they have all that much damage. They're back there with Gary Wells and Dean Qualley. But like the 17 and the 25 right now are dueling for the lucky dog. Should there be another yellow?
And the 56 is just staying high. See if he's going to cut down behind the... He will cut behind Dean Qualley, but I don't know. It looks like the only two drivers in this four-pack right now that want to move up are the 27 and the 25.
I mean, the 17 is going to ideally want to be ahead of that 25, so however he's got to do to get there, because those are the two, you know, that would benefit caution the most. Kind of the race within the race right now. There's only 3 of those guys even a lap down. Everybody else is 2 or more. Dean has a little bit of damage quality, but not a ton. He is searching for a way around that 25.
Honestly, right now, I know you want a caution to get back on that lead lap, but I feel like you need to keep it in line and get to that front pack again, because that will open up more avenues, drafting-wise, of where you can go.
AJ, do we want to have a word with our driver who got turned head first into that wall? He's in the the Rocky Faith chat.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
sure he's got nothing better to do.
As long as he keeps it PG.
Oh, I don't think he's mad.
We'll bring him in here, TJ. We'll let you give him a quick interview as we're going to watch these battles on the racetrack.
Josh Ando, you got a copy?
I do.
Josh Ando. Hey, buddy. How you feeling after that crash?
Oh, you know, hurting a little bit.
I bet the hopefully the force feedback wasn't turned up there too much on you.
Nope, not too much.
That was one of those ones that looked, you know. Oh, we've got a caution. Hold on, Josh.
See where this came from. Looks like Donnie Bartlett, the 21. See what we can find with this.
Looked like he just got turned somewhere in the front.
Yeah, he
straightaway.
got turned by Ryan Fry.
Oh boy, Brian's had an eventful evening.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, he just clips him in the back end and sends the 21 all the way around through the
I think
grass.
he said he was trying to bump draft him, and he doesn't have a rear bumper cover, so you can't do that. Well, anyway, Josh, anything you think you could have done there to not get murdered?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I was just driving as straight as I could anyway. I was holding my line, staying right behind the guy in front of me.
You had a
Hello?
heck of a save earlier in the evening.
I did.
That was quite amazing because you looked like you were all but dead and managed to get it back under your feet. Was it really loose? Like, that's what we're kind of the consensus we're getting.
The thing, it's really loose when you're in traffic, but when that 33, when we swapped lanes there,
Yeah.
it just pulled me right around, and I don't know why it did it. I'm just guessing it pulled the air off the nose, and then it just took it.
Well, this
How's
is
the
going to
tire
be
wear look
interesting.
tonight?
Not bad, actually. I mean, towards
Okay.
the end of the stage there, kind of got pretty loose coming out of turn 4 and then around the dog leg. But other than that, it was pretty solid.
Well, I don't know if you're going to get back racing tonight. If you do, there's a couple guys you might be able to pick some spots up on.
No,
But,
I have 32 minutes of required repair and then another 5 of optional.
well, I don't know. You might get that time in if we spend more yellow time, but hopefully better things happen for you in the coming weeks, and we appreciate the interview, and hope you feel better after getting your bell rung.
Yeah, we're just got to keep running good. Been running good. Rocky Faith Motorsports cars been running really good. So, good way. It was a good way to start the season anyway. Got a 6th place finish last week, and then we're hoping for a good one this week, but I guess that's not in the books.
Well, it looked like you might be bringing the 30 home in 30th.
I think
Worst
so.
case. If not, hope you have better fortunes tomorrow in the late models. I know
Yeah.
I'll see you then, and if not, we'll see you next time here for the Xfinity race.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys.
Have a good
See you
night,
later,
pal.
Josh.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, TJ, I don't know how to break this to you, but everybody came down pit road except one car.
41.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh, what the heck happened to the 32 coming out of pit road?
I think we just need to keep the 32 off our minds. Poor guy's having a rough night.
Oh, he's going to loop it. At least he won't have an unsafe pit exit since he spun to the inside.
Looked like he kind of maybe caught the cone. He was just doing some Gymkhana stuff.
Oh, poor guy. Well, going green
It's still-
again. It's a 7th caution with 35 laps to go. Everybody stay tuned after the race. We'll talk to our podium finishers. It looks like we're going to get back to racing. And TJ, with 35 laps to go, what are we going to see?
It's go time now. I mean, it's give and take. I don't know if there's been a lot of give and take tonight, but it's there. I would think it would be there even less.
Yeah, I would say there hasn't. But, you know, I'm just a broadcaster.
I'm just the spectator, and I've spectated a lot of impatience and not so much give and take. The 41 and the 48 have been good to each other.
Well,
Some
we've
others
seen
up
that the
there,
last
the
2
94's
seasons.
been the 94 has been pretty decent up front. The 7, the 4. 7's actually got a name on the back deck lid that I recognize. Pit Stop TV. If that's who I think it is. That's a tie to Andrew Cardinale. Oh boy, the 2 thought maybe 3 wide there for a moment.
He looks really loose, too, on that outside behind Paul Irving. Oh, he's loose out of 4.
Oh my. Hang on to her.
I don't think the people in the stands have had time to sit down yet before we had almost an incident there.
No, that was close. I mean, you heard Josh say in the draft it was really unstable. And that, wow. Like right there, he said when he swapped lanes with the 33, it got him really, really bad with the air. I don't know if the 48 cutting low there took the air away from the 2, and that's why he did what he did, or if he was just trying to follow him.
This is getting hairy.
7 with a pusher from the 14. I don't think I've said that number all night. Vernon Hawkins
is
Beautiful
slowly making
looking
his
race
way
car.
to the front, and he's up 24, 25 positions to P2 right now.
Huge bump on the 7 into the turn there.
Yeah, but look at Paul Irving on that inside. You talk about the 7 with a bump. Look at the run the 48 has.
And the 14 gonna leave the 7 out to dry. Wow, that was almost a bad block. Heads up move by the 2 to give him space. Man, he didn't have the room to get in there. He forced his way down to the bottom. 7 now with the 33-20 and the 8 car behind him. I think the 20 is about probably the only Hutch Sport guy that's been mostly incident-free this evening.
Yeah, and I'm knocking on wood right now.
Oh, I don't want to broadcast curse him?
Nope.
I laugh in the face of the broadcaster curse. As the guy I picked is hanging on the bottom with the lead.
It's a heck of a battle for the lead right now. And Jeremy Lapenas, Mr. Part-Time himself, running the Autism Speaks paint scheme tonight on that Chevy Camaro, having a hell of a race currently right now, sitting in 3rd.
7 was almost clear and could have blocked the 48 low, and the 48 had just enough of a fender on him. That time he did it though. Wow, that was tight.
Well, TJ, you said it. We're going to see a lot of aggression as we're getting closer to the finish, and that's 100% going to lead to your favorite word, chaos.
Chaos. About 28 to go. I'm trying to calculate here. 28, 29.
Yeah, something about that. We have everybody from P1 to it looks like P12 under a second right now.
Yeah, and even back to P18, they're only a second and a half.
As long as you got draft and you can see the leader, you have a shot for this.
Wow, that 2 was way loose there. He got down below the red trying to gather it back up.
Looking at the 8 of Randy how on that outside. I thought he was going to clip the wall.
I wonder when some of these guys' last tire stop was.
I mean, if it's under caution, I feel like you would take your tires. We haven't had a green flag pit stop as somebody's hitting ejecto seat. That was the 25 of Drew Trader. And he's going to have his brother, Nicholas Trader, right in front of him. Or at least I hope they're brothers.
I never did see who caught the yellow. It must have been, I'm assuming it was the 25. Drew Trader, because Dean Qualley's still a lap down and Daniel Krim has crewed more.
Yes. It was Drew.
I mean, if I know Dean, he'd love a yellow to get back on the green on the lead lap, but at the same time, he'd probably not love a yellow just to know that these guys managed to go. Well, that and to, you know, have a good green run here at the end.
Kurt Hawkins to that outside, trying to make it work. He's going to need Jeremy Lepenis to get to his back bumper and give him a nice shove.
Oh, they're 3 wide. I think it's Ramler in the back. He's door banging Cochran. It's not going to end well for the 7.
Woo! That was sketchy with the 57 there. It looked like the 4 kind of squeezed him a little bit. Looking at 24 to go, coming to 23 to go. Right now, it's Joshua Bally, your leader, Paul Irving, Vern Hawkins, your top 3. 4th place, Adam Capps, Jeremy Lepenis in 5th, Dalton Fredericks in 6th, 7th, Brady Howell. Dean Demmer has dropped all the way back to 8th place. And now 9th place with Gary Wells taking that 8th spot. And in 10th,
wonder if he's having a
it's
save.
Dylan Dunford. Well, he didn't pit.
That's what I'm wondering, if he's got a save, or maybe he just didn't get the, the tires, or maybe he's just biding his time. I don't know.
Well, you can bide your time all you want. You have to get back up towards the front, and it looks like an absolute traffic jam in front of him.
I mean, there's still 20 or so laps. That's a long time. And with the way some of the aggression has come out here at the front, I wouldn't be surprised for another yellow.
Knock on wood.
Oh, the 7, unstable down below the red, almost up into the 14. The 48 got a pedal to keep out of him. The 14 don't know what he's gonna do. He doesn't know what lane to take. Finally settles on the bottom.
Yeah, if you're gonna think about moving, if you even have to make the move, that's where it's gonna cause an issue. And it looks like Matt Cochran is falling backwards. Oh! Drew Trader and Donnie Bartlett.
No caution yet.
There's the yellow flag, as I'm really surprised that came out with Donnie Bartlett being off the racetrack.
I would assume it. I mean, I'm surprised it took as long as it did. The 25 was solidly around up on the racing surface.
Let's see it here. 25 just comes down, clips the 21. Well, I gotta see what happened to Matt.
Yeah, the 4 was in the wall. I'm kind of surprised.
Looks like Scott's gonna give him a bumper. Gonna get him in the wall.
Yeah, they had issue not long ago. Well, it looked like the 4 got loose before that, though. If you look at, I mean, maybe with the 57 that close on him, or was the 57 already into him at that point? I think that honestly, AJ, might just have been a racing deal. The 4 looks like it stepped out on him.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
kind of closed in on him.
Yeah, the 4 steps out, and then the 57 gets into the back, into the back of him.
And then he just couldn't get it away from it, and I think the guys behind him wrecked trying to slow up.
But back to what the caution was for. Here it is again. You see the 25 to the outside. He's going to cut down, clip the 21 with a little bit of neck code. And there they both go. Donnie Bartlett just about 7 laps down. And the caution doesn't come out till he starts rolling back up towards the track. Right there is where it comes out. Well, and there it is, Dean Demmer down pit road, taking a pit stop on lap 106, along with Gary Wells, Dalton Fredericks, Scott Ramler, and Nicholas Trader. Well, we're gridding up, TJ. We're going to have just about 17 laps to go when we send these cars to song again. I don't think we're done, pal.
Yeah, I don't either.
Uh-oh. Are you hearing something?
No, the way this one's played out.
Oh, okay. I didn't. The way you came back with that, you're like, are they saying stuff over comms that we can't hear?
No, but the 57's chat did get disabled earlier.
Oh boy.
After he got squeezed there in the middle. No, I just think it's been real tight stuff here, and I feel like every yellow this late, heightens that. I don't know if it's anxiousness, what that feeling is of, I got to be to the front, even more.
Well, Vern Hawkins, your leader, Jeremy Lepenis to the outside.
They just throw it green?
Yeah.
With the... Oh, I wasn't live.
Dope. Great restart from the inside lane. Jeremy Lepenis. Looks like that 33
teammates,
just
right?
did not want to go.
14, 18 teammates?
14-8?
The 14 and the 8, I think they're teammates, maybe? I mean, they're running schemes that are
yes.
very similar.
Yes. And they're teammates with both traders.
Another yellow. No idea what for.
You're not going to like it.
32?
Yep, 32.
All by himself?
We're going to find out.
Looked like he come off the wall and just got turned.
Yeah, Dean Demmer cuts to his inside. He's going to go up into the wall and just nowhere to go. Scott was trying to keep it off of him, but Ryan was still trying to save it.
I mean, honestly, everybody did a pretty good job not to hit him. Other than maybe needing to change the shorts. It didn't look like too much harm done.
Yeah, there was nothing Scott could have done there outside of slam on the brakes, but then at that point you get ass packed.
Yeah, you get arc a brake from behind.
Ryan was still trying to save it off the wall, and nowhere for the 57 to go. And we are under caution again, and this is for the 9th time tonight with 15 to go. Looks like Daniel Krim getting his lap back.
One of them. He's, I think, 3 down.
Yes. Dean Qualley already gotten his back.
I don't know how long ago Josh wrecked, but has it been a half hour yet?
No, it's maybe been 25 minutes.
So close. I mean, I believe him and Jesse have both manually disconnected and not reconnected. So he could only stand to gain about 1 spot if he went around for 2 more laps.
Well, as long as he doesn't withdraw, he can back out. But once you withdraw, I think you're done.
Well, right, yeah. Like I said, is it really worth the 1 spot? I'd have gone to bed already.
Here we go with the choosing. Looks like the 14 and 8 teammates taking the inside.
AJ, did you see he had a modified in the 78?
Yes, I did. I already made the comment to that when you went over to your team chat.
Oh, that was just to get Josh, yeah. That and to ask him about the damage. Oh, anybody out here in the back think maybe can make a run back to the front here in the handful of laps we got left?
It's going to be difficult, and you're going to need help. You know, Dalton, who's been running great all night, he's in 13th right now. He's going to have his work cut out for him. You know, Gary, who's basically stayed out of a lot of trouble outside of the 1 or 2 small incidents, you know, and then Michael Steele in 10th. You know, he's had a really good race. That one issue he had earlier on.
Well, yeah, I mean, the 94, the 48, they've been up there most of the day. The 16, they're not quite in the front, but they're right there, certainly in striking. Pace car down and away, the 2 cars that just look just like it. Waiting on the green, there it is.
Great
Wow,
launch by Hawkins.
That 14 went.
You know, 33 with a not a bad restart there. He's got Joshua Bally pushing him. That they're going to keep side by side for, you know, the first couple spots here.
Ooh, the 14 split.
And that's going to... Oh, the 14 just blinked.
And he's back, and luckily no one's dead. The
Oh,
5 in the wall, back
stealing
behind it. No caution, still rolling. Ooh, man, the 14 aggressive side draft there. Blinked out again.
That's got to be scary for everybody near him.
Just have to anticipate where he is and hope he, you know, on his screen, he's not trying to pinch you. That blinking persisting, it's going to be an issue. I'm sure they're getting ready to warn him. If he was back in the pack, it probably wouldn't be such a big deal, but...
Honestly, I think if it was in the middle of the pack, it'd be worse.
Well, maybe. I mean, the 2 team cars right now hold control between the, 2 lines. But that outside seems like it. Oh, somebody just went for a ride down into the inside wall hard.
I don't think he hit the wall. He's still going at speed. He just looked like he got really loose. Dalton Frederick's in the wall.
What is happening to Hutch Sport? They're falling apart all around us.
See what happened to Dalton.
The 48 looked on the 8, thought better of it.
Looked like Travis LaPayne
this is going to be a big one.
Wide.
No yellow? That's unbelievable. There's got to be a yellow coming. There are cars.
But wow. They were all still going the right way. Dalton got pinched 3 wide with Travis LaPayne looking to the outside. And he ended up in the turn 4 wall. That sent him back all the way to 17th.
The 8 and the 14 are just absolutely blocking the ever-living life out of the 48 right now, and that's gonna be an issue.
There it is.
Unbelievable. That's inexcusable.
Paul Irving is gone around, and there's the yellow.
That's inexcusable. Those guys were side drafting him. Like, I realize it's this close and this late, but that is just, can't get that close. You've seen it all night how these cars move around, and you're going to get that close and the guy essentially murder him.
TJ, it looks like the 48 just comes up a little bit.
Well, I'm sure he did, AJ, but I mean, when you're pinching him to the line for the last 3 laps, I mean, they basically, the 2 cars were mugging it.
I mean, all that's racing, and then the 48 comes up with the 14 coming down just a little bit, and they just connect, and the 48 just gets the bad end of the deal and just goes flying. That brings out our 10th caution of the night. And that once really nice 48 Paul Irving car is completely destroyed.
I tell you, back-to-back plate races.
Oh, we had a wreck on the... What? On the front
other
stretch.
Issues? More?
Yes.
More wrecking, you mean?
Yes, the 26. Let's see what happens here. Maybe he just got killed by Kepner. Oh, the huge checkup. There goes the 9. Daniel Park. This is not good, peep. You know, you're closing in on the field under caution, and you see
this is a thing, yeah. I mean, he locked it up.
Yeah, well, there's damage on the 27 now. Looks like the 2 had damage on that. 2 locked down his tires completely. He's going to get damaged. The 7 has to make evasive maneuvers. The 32 almost spins. And, yeah.
Just a tough one tonight.
Yep.
Gotta be heads up with it at all times.
And it looks like people are not.
I was saying a few minutes ago, I think back-to-back plate races should never be a thing again. Granted, this track isn't quite, I mean, it is a plate race and it isn't, but... Ooh, another reset at the front. Minus 1 really fast race car. Scott Ramler, and after all of the issues he's had tonight, is right there in 6th place, row 3. All right, well, no, he's a little bit behind it now, I think, after the choose.
Yeah, he's in row 4 on the outside. Well, here we go.
8, the control car here. See how he gets for a restart.
Coming to 5 to go.
And the 94 doesn't go. That's going to be great for the 8 and the 14.
I think we're going to have another couple restarts by the end of it.
We'll see. There's not a lot of time to get them. Kind of a good run right there on the bottom. The 94, 4, and 57 really lined up. See if the 41 makes the think low. He ran out of time and the 17 closed the door on him. 94 now peeking to the outside. The two team cars doing a good job trying to hold par up there.
4 to go.
The 57 jumps to the top. You got 3 on the bottom and 3 coming on the top. The 17 and 27 on the bottom lane back behind the 4 trying to get there. Now the 27 to the top.
Three to go at the line.
14 and 8 kind of had a moment there on the exit. That gives the 94, the 57 a huge run off into the turn. Oh man, it's how hard can you push as the 14 turns his teammate.
Oh
That's
boy,
gonna
here we
spot a
go.
big one. Unbelievable. I mean, wow. That's ugly. That's ugly when the leaders wreck each other and the field.
And half the field.
Yeah, I mean.
Now we're looking good. Yeah, the leaders just touch, and the 14 anticipates the 8 to come back up, clips the 57, and just,
I mean,
everybody.
yeah, I mean, the 8 has to come up, but the 8 has to find a way up. The 14 doesn't have to give him room, and
well,
he shouldn't.
I get their teammates, and you're going to give them room, but
You can't do that there.
Yeah,
not in that situation.
That's going to hurt the 41, who was having a pretty good night.
I mean, that hurt everybody. The 4's destroyed, the 41's destroyed. I'm sure the 57's pretty destroyed.
There's the number 4. Dean Qualley up to 3rd right now.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some. There's definitely crumpled fenders, but ruffled feathers after this one.
Yeah, I would assume that the league admins are going to be going through this race with a fine-tooth comb for at least a couple hours for penalties. We might have people parked by next week.
They can comb the desert all they want. It's ugly.
Well, we are in overtime.
I mean, it's exactly what we predicted. I mean, I'm an agent of chaos, but this is almost too much chaos even for me. Is there anybody left without damage?
Kyle Lingerfeld.
Maybe the 94? Maybe the 94?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure anything entered by RFM at this point has been destroyed completely. Well, Ryan Fry only got a little bit of that one. He's probably got the only thing left running from our entry.
Well, Dunford takes the inside, Wells takes the outside. You got Qualley behind Dunford, and you got Joe Darnell behind Wells.
Remember, back about 25 laps ago, that 17 car was a lap down.
Yeah.
He might be sitting behind the car with the least amount of damage on the racetrack. So I really don't see.
The 7 doesn't look too bad.
No, but I know it's been beat up. I watched that thing get turned and twisted coming out of a turn.
So drivers on the lead lap, we only have 19. 20. 20 cars with Daniel Prim coming out of pit road now.
Of 33, yeah. And I'd say probably only 5 maybe with moderate to low damage. Like you said, the 7 doesn't look all that bad. The 14 isn't totally killed.
Yeah, he's got a lot of scrapes though. Well, pace car is off.
The 6. I don't think I've mentioned the 6. That thing looks pretty nice.
Stack up on
And
the
then
outside.
94 with a huge takeoff. 17 gonna get away with him. Outside just not going.
It's probably difficult to judge as they're going to be 3 wide.
If I'm Dylan Dunford right now, I'm going, man, this is not what I wanted. No, and I don't know what to do here. Hope to God we get back to the white and nobody can get to me.
Gary Wells looking for P2. He's getting pushed by Joshua Bally.
And
Yellow flag is out.
57 involved. At least that's what Michael Steele was reporting.
The 4 of Matt Cochran with an issue.
Looks like I mean, I don't know what really.
Oh, they're wrecking up front. This is just a. They saw what was happening before them. Okay, so the 14, the 6, and the 12. Let's take a look at this, because they're reacting to this. Oh. Daniel Stagner hard into the wall, and that's what's going to cause all this back here. Because they all start slowing up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a reactionary thing. I don't think the guys behind the sevens saw what was happening.
Oh. Well, who is that? Because that looks like... Is that the 59? 59 of Bobby Green. So just taking a look at this. It looks like the 59 and the 2 hit. That's going to send Scott Ramler back. And then he's just going to try to get back up on the racetrack. And unfortunately, bad timing on it. Well, looks like we're going to do it again.
Yep. And that's probably not what Dylan Dunford wanted to see. Maybe he did. Maybe he figured that run was coming and he was sitting duck. It would have been real interesting to see how that, him getting such a good restart would have played out. Because he was really far out there, almost on an island by himself.
Yeah.
That crash, AJ, was really weird because the 4 car net codes the 5 in like the worst possible way I've ever. I mean, he was 6 feet from him when he net coded him.
Well, TJ, you want to take a guess where the Extreme Forces Racing League is going next week for their Transcendent Designs Xfinity series?
A guess? New Hampshire. I don't know.
It is New Hampshire.
I think you mentioned it earlier, and that was the only reason they even had a clue.
Gonna go 125 laps with 5 sets of tires around the Magic Mile.
AKA Big Martinsville.
Basically. Gary Wells once again taking that outside. He's gonna have Dean Qualley behind him. Dylan Dunford currently still your race leader. He's gonna have Joshua Bally right behind him.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but there is an RFM vehicle in the top 10.
Stop, he's already dead. I have that soundboard too. I just not playing it. But technically I don't have it. I have access to it.
Fair enough. Same difference. Not that there's anything the same about different.
Well, take 2.
Hopefully not of 3. Even I'm done with the chaos. We're getting ready for 11:30 here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And green flag is out. Gary with a little bit better of a restart this time. He's going to be even with Joshua Bally. This is for second.
Still not as good as that 94. He takes off. That might just be the lack of damage. I mean, at this point.
Gary coming down to try to hold on to third.
I think that's the right move right now. Maybe as that outside builds, make a run back up at it, but.
Well, he's gonna go to that outside. Joe Darnell underneath him. We're getting to it. It is a white flag, sponsored by Fair Play WrestleFest.
This is gonna be interesting. 94 is gonna have to throw blocks here to hang on. Hopefully they're better blocks than we saw at Daytona.
Well, yeah, we made it out of turn
7 falling off, went out there and falling off, taking the 12 up the track. 94 is gonna get the win.
Dylan Dunford is gonna win at Atlanta for the Georgia Peach 190, followed by Joe Darnell and Gary Wells.
Yeah, I was really worried. The 17, I don't know if it was a reactionary thing. 17 went below the line. I think he lifted and gave it back, though. That was a race. That was a race.
And here it is. Boom, 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 right there. That's how close it was for P3. We're going to talk to our podium drivers.
Oh, and we missed a crash back in the field.
Did we?
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to. Here it is.
Oh, I don't really want to see it because I see who got turned in it.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Green. Wow. What the heck happened with that 59? So he's pushing Fry. Fry shades to the inside a little bit, and that's where they get collected. Oh.
Just kind of goes along with the rest of the night, I think.
Yeah, basically.
I think even more happened. I think after that, the 57 got turned.
Well, TJ, let's start with P3. Let's talk to the driver of the number 27. Here he is, Mr. Gary Wells. Take it away, Teach.
Gary, you got a copy?
Loud and clear.
I'm glad to hear you survived the Georgia Peach Don't Get Murdered 190.
Well, a little longer than 190.
Yeah. Call it 190 and a half because I don't want to math right now.
No, more than that. We had 2 green, white checkers. Probably like 200 something. Anyways.
How did you survive? Honestly.
I don't know.
I think the only car without damage won the race, to be fair.
I was shaking that whole last few laps there. We wouldn't have had any damage at all if we didn't get hit under yellow, but I mean, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of that tonight. A lot of it.
Yeah, just lack of awareness and paying attention on these guys' parts. I mean, but hey, first couple races of the season, we go to back-to-back plate tracks. I will definitely take the podium here for sure. It was a solid race all night long, for this Hutch Music Chevrolet with everybody over at Hutch Sport Racing. Good group of guys I run with, and we were able to sneak out a podium here tonight, that's for sure.
And you had one heck of a drive and recovery from the early stuff to get here, and just real happy that somebody can hang something good on this race because it was ugly.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly. Just really that first few laps there was hanging around 20th, 25th. Just wanted to get through that first stage in survival, and then really this whole race was about survival. Knew once I showed my hand a little bit, had about top 10, top 5 speed. Didn't think it was top 3 or winning speed, but you gotta put yourself in position to do well, especially at these type of races because it's a handful.
Well, glad you fared better tonight, and hopefully you can use this for something, some good momentum, and keep it on up with some good finishes.
Where are we going next week?
New
Anybody know?
Hampshire.
New Hampshire. All right.
Big
Pretty good there.
Martinsville.
I like New Hampshire. That's gonna be a solid track for me. So usually I've run well there in the past. Just want to give a thanks to Hutch Music for sponsoring the car, Joe Hutchings for painting the car, All Star 15 TV, you guys for what you do, putting on the broadcast and sponsoring HSR. We also got Detoured by Designs and all those guys over there. Good stuff, man. This is a great run. I'm thrilled. I'm tickled to death. I didn't think I'd be third, but we'll definitely take it.
Well, we are glad you had a great run, and thank you for words of appreciation. And hopefully this is not the last time we get to interview.
Hopefully not. I'll see you on Wednesday, AJ. Hope you didn't hurt your knee too bad during this race today. Also, shout out to the admins for putting on the league. It was crazy tonight, but hey, we managed. So thank you guys.
All right, see you later, Gary. Yeah, we'll see you Wednesday. We're back here at Atlanta for the Sim 500.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see y'all then.
Don't let him mow the lawn.
All right, Gary. That was Gary Wells finishing third. Let's talk to P number 2, Joe Darnell. Let's get it ready right now. Gary, take it away. All right, Gary, TJ, take it away.
Leave it.
Joe, you got a copy?
I do, yes.
Sir, how did you get here?
A lot of people like to wreck tonight, including me.
We talked about it in the last interview. I think the only car that didn't really have a lot of damage won the race. So you popped up there at the end, and you were where you needed to be when it mattered.
Yeah, I mean, I got all kinds of damage tonight. Like I said, just talking to somebody a minute ago, like I had 5 minutes worth of damage tonight, got all that fixed, got another 2 minutes worth of damage, got it fixed, and then I got like another 30 seconds worth of damage, got all it fixed. So it was insane.
I mean, that 12 looked beautiful, and it had a beautiful finish at the end. And I mean, this was chaos. I usually love chaos, but that was even a little bit too much chaos even. But glad you got it home in second. Any sponsors you plug?
Yeah, first off, I want to thank Elite Entertainment. They came on this year, helped us this year. They're sponsoring all 4 of the cars. Dustin Carroll, Transcendent Designs. Dustin paints all of our cars for us. My 3 teammates, Paul Irvin, Matt Cochran, Adam Capps, they all had great races going today. Paul probably had the best car out there tonight, and he got destroyed there. Probably about 25 to go, something like that. So I got a great group of teammates. I'm usually the guy, I own the team, but I'm usually the guy that's in the back, not going to get the points this year. But tonight it worked out where we came up there and able to salvage some points for the team tonight.
Well, I mean, it was a good run, and you said it, the 48 looked really strong until it turned right into the wall. And hopefully this isn't the last time we get to interview, but if it is, glad we got to talk with you. I know we're going to get to talk to some of your teammates as fast as those guys seem to be. And we will keep an eye out for you guys in the team standings. I think you got a good chance for it.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate what y'all do with doing these races.
All right, that is Joe Darnell finishing in the second spot, up 30 positions from where he started. That is a hell of a drive from the number 12 team. And let's talk to our race winner of the Georgia Peach 190 plus about like 10 or so laps. Here he is, Dylan Dunford. TJ, it's not Dunford to Dunford, it's just Dylan Dunford. Go for it.
Dylan, you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
He might be the only Dunford left, AJ, after the evening. How did you manage to stay mostly clean this?
I have no idea, man. That's probably a first for this style of racing for me. Man, that was a lot of fun. I ain't gonna lie.
You might be the only person that can say that to
Yeah. Believe me, I share their frustrations. I saw a lot of silly stuff happening in the mirror. Heard a lot of silly stuff happening. So I've definitely been on that end as well. But I mean, there's definitely things we need to clean up in here. But I mean, this is fun. I can't speak for everybody else, but hey, I had fun.
I won't lie. I kind of wish you had that Tennessee orange.
I know. I figured I'd switch it up just a little bit this season. I might throw it back on there on the later.
For anybody that doesn't know, Dylan last year was known for running a Tennessee orange car, and in Georgia, it would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had it on
Especially
there.
in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I really care less, man. This thing could be flat black for all I care. I parked it in Victory Lane.
That's right. I mean, I said to AJ, I think honestly at one point you had no damage here in these late green flag checkers. It looks like you got a little on the rear bumper now, and not many other cars can even say that they have that little damage.
Yeah, that damage on the back was Brandon after the checker flag. So
I think you were the only like undamaged car at the start finish line at the end.
Yeah, I tried my best to keep it clean.
Everybody got beat up tonight but you, and it showed as you got the win.
I mean, you definitely had to be aggressive here. I mean, it's just so hard to pass. I mean, like Daytona and Talladega, I feel like you got multiple opportunities to get runs and stuff, but here I feel like it comes down to strategy and where the choose rule and where you place yourself. So
a lot more narrow.
Right. I mean, it's almost like playing chess here, playing checkers at Daytona and Talladega.
Where were you feeling it most unstable, the car?
It actually felt a lot more stable in the race than it did in practice. I struggled.
Good.
Yeah, I struggled about 15 laps in practice, and I burned off my right rear and would just get really loose. But in the race, it felt really stable. I was really happy the way it was handling.
Well, we are glad you got a good finish out of this. Hopefully you can carry this momentum forward in the season, and we get to talk to you a bunch more this year.
Yeah, we're finally about to get into surreal racing, so
that's right.
We'll see where it shakes out. But yeah, I hope to see y'all again much as I can this season.
Well, we saw you a lot last year, so if history repeats, I know we're going to talk to you a bunch.
I sure hope so.
AJ, you got anything for Dylan?
Nah, it's just great win. You came from the 11th spot, so you didn't have a lot of places to go. But you got to the front, stayed to the front, kept the car clean. We go to New Hampshire, and you mentioned, now we get into some real racing. When we go to, the regular 1.5 miles or the short tracks, is that where we're going to see, especially you, really get into what you do, like back to last year?
Yeah, I definitely think so. That's where I feel most comfortable. Like here in Daytona and Talladega, I just, that's just not. I love watching it, but when I'm in there, it's just not. I'm not comfortable the whole race, and mile and a half and stuff. I feel like everything's more in my control.
I think if you get comfortable, you end up in the fence. To be honest.
Yeah, that's how it usually happens, I feel like.
All right, well, that is Dylan Dunford winning the Georgia Peach 190 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thanks for talking to us. Great win, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I sure hope so, and we'll try and build on this momentum throughout the season.
All right, brother. Great job tonight. We'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, TJ, why don't you break it down the rest of the way, pal?
I mean, when they were green, AJ, it was great. I mean, it looked good. The racing was fun. It just, a lot of simple mistakes caused big mayhem and, chaos. I'm all for chaos, but even that was a bit wild for me. That was a lot of wrecking tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, we would have to stay green to have a lot of that good action, and fortunately tonight we really didn't.
No, I mean, it was, I think at one point we maybe went 10 laps or so, 15 tops, and that was pretty, I mean, it was good to watch. I mean, it was watching the guys give and take in the runs, and when they were 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 for quite a while was cool. And it just shows you how hard, even because we know these guys are, a lot of these guys are really good drivers, and even some of them were struggling to maintain to keep that car. I mean, Michael Steele's one we always talk about. He just flat broke loose at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, like out of the blue. And so that shows you, for drivers that are usually pretty consistent and in control, just lose it like that. This shows you how tough this Atlanta racetrack is.
Yeah.
Glad we are headed to New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how we go from super speedway straight to a short track. But
I mean, it's a mile in length, but it drives like Martinsville. So it'd be real curious to see if these guys can, some of them maybe use the outside to their advantage, or if everybody's just going to be a bottom feeder there.
Well, we're gonna wait and see at New Hampshire next week, and I'm looking forward to it. But
that's the home track.
Yeah, for both of us. For All Star 15 TV, I'm AJ. That's TJ. Thank you to all our sponsors. Check all their links out in the description. We'll see you later.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.